Hi, everybody. Welcome to the program. I'm going to be 100% honest. I am not feeling the greatest. I am not feeling the greatest. We're going to see how it goes. The best way to describe my current feeling is, you ever get into an important meeting at work? Or here's one for the comics. Let's say you go on stage, and the minute you set foot on stage, you immediately have to shit. That's how I would describe my vibe right now. I've put contacts in for the first time in a million years. People are asking me if I'm okay. Let me get the comment system up. I don't know why this is taking all of my days. But welcome. Your energy, your vibes. That's how I'm going to be feeling it tonight. Sunday Funday. I didn't want to break the promise of the show. Trying to do the Sunday things. There's 20 of you here already. Thanks so much. We've already had Huck throw us 99 cents for a hot dog. I'll tell you what I did. I did actually eat a hot dog recently. I hadn't had a hot dog in probably 3 years. And I was in Costco walking around, and I was feeling a little woozy. And after I checked out, I headed over to that snack bar at the Costco. I fought my way through the throngs of overweight white women. And I tapped my card. $1.50 at Costco will get you a soda and a hot dog. From what I can tell, you can't buy a hot dog without buying a soda. Very odd policy over there at the old Costco. Huck just donated another 99 cents. That's 2 hot dogs, filling up the leaderboard. We love dollars.
Hello, I like money.
Over here at the Onion, we are saving up for an Xbox, and I've had a hell of a week in the stock market last week. So I don't know how long this will go on. I've got a splitting headache. We went out last night to do a show downtown, the Laugh After Dark program. I would eat mozzarella sticks and chicken fingers on stage. Okay. That's weird. You look like you have to shit. Okay, well, that's fair. I just said that was fair. People are asking me if I'm okay. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Sundays aren't as good as Saturdays. Good to know. Let me just tell you something. If your Saturday nights are free a lot, you probably, that's a you issue. Did you get a chicken bake? No, I just learned about these, actually. I didn't know much about the Costco chicken bake. This is a log of bread. This is what I've heard it described as. I've never had one. A log of bread stuffed. It's filled. It's sealed and filled with chunks of chicken and Caesar salad dressing. Is that what I'm understanding? And then baked hot? Piping hot chicken Caesar salad bread? Is it? They put crack in those chicken bakes. I've never had one. Do you still get high on cigarettes? No, I do not. I'm not vaping. I'm not cigaretting. That stuff's racist. Shouldn't this be on Zoom? What the fuck does that even mean? Hey, Moody, if you're going to do weird jokes, I'm going to need you to make sense. Days are an illusion. Yeah, man, time is a construct by the man. You know what else is a construct? Likes. Hit like. Give us a subscribe. Give us a follow. Hit the notification bell. Algorithm. You know the deal. We just had another super chat donation, $2 from Joe Martinez.
Oh, a dollar.
Love it. Loving the $2, Joe Martinez. Thank you very much. Helpful stuff. It's some kind of cheesy sauce. I've been told it's Caesar salad dressing. So you tell me. I've never had one. I can't confirm. It's the desert. I wore my contacts to sleep in overnight. They're sticking to my eyeballs. Something fierce. But we're going to have a great show. Moody has assured me privately in conversation that he's working on what can only be described as a killer hat design. You know, we had an altercation on the program last where Moody and I had a big, pretty much fisticuffs over the hats that we sell here at the program at nobodylikesonions.com/store. Head over, pick up one today. You know, we do different colorways of the hats by season. So if you don't grab people might go to the store now and they go like, why are all your hats pink? It's like, that's what they are this season. You ever watch Daniel Tosh? That's what we're doing over here. It's time I hacked him for once. And if you don't know what that means, you ain't been listening long enough. I met Patrick in Orlando. I yelled at him to tell an old space shuttle joke. Whew. When did you meet me in Orlando? That's crazy. Why is your name Oh No Media? That seems insane. It also has bacon pieces in it. So it's bacon, it's chicken, bacon, Caesar salad in a bread. And you're defending this like no, it's really great. By the way, I bought 2 books with all the prize money from the last show. Yeah, if you missed the last show, we did a Bonanza Banger giveaway where we were giving away stuff with QR codes, which we'll be doing periodically on the program, randomly from this point forward. Will there be any of this show? Who knows how much prep I did today. It's really hard to tell. What with the headache and all. But yeah, we'll be giving away some stuff. I think there's probably a couple unclaimed QRs in that show when it goes up. We'll see. Whoever can get to it first, claim the gold. How are you going to spend the $2? The people have a right to know. Give them the body bag. Yeah. Where's my give them the body bag clip? Why can't you ever say anything nice? At this rate, Pat will have an Xbox and 250 streams. Yeah, it is really embarrassing, you know. Let me just tell you, and not for me. I want to make this very, very, very clear. I'm trying to buy an Xbox, right? Let's say it's $500. I don't know what it costs. I want an Xbox. $599. That's what they were, right? $599. Now, back in the day, you know, one fan would have I would have had an e-check in my inbox when I finished the show. Nowadays, I've got fans sending in 99 cents and $2. Now, look, I know we're in a rough economy, but this says more about you guys as a collective, you know? If I were watching this show, I would want it to be known that, like, this is a group of well-to-do individuals who can really pull together and, make a purchase order happen. But no, you guys are scraping together dimes and dollars. Do you have a P.O. box? I'd like to send you a fresh, crispy chicken bake. Yeah, we do have a P.O. box. Head on over to nobodylikesonions.com and it's on our contact page somewhere in there. You mean you've been giving away free stuff to Frank? Yeah, pretty much. Frank's quick on the QR code draw. Look. And that show was a show where we were doing it throughout that whole show. So from now on, they'll be random. You won't know when they're coming. You won't know how many there are per show. Some shows will have 0. Some shows will have 3. You got to pay attention. You got to watch the YouTube version. We're not doing this for kicks. And you know what? I said we'll give away some in the comments too, for people leaving a comment or subscribing randomly. So feel free to unsubscribe to the channel, resubscribe to the channel. If I catch you doing it, we'll come after your parents for the money. Why bother getting a new Xbox when Roy Johnson will just steal it again? Roy Johnson and I have no dealings. We are incommunicado. He has blocked me. If the Roy Johnson I knew and met when I was a child starting comedy back in 2003, the man he's become has become sad. He's posting about like being abused by women and gaslit and abusive relationships, and it's just like, let it go. I've had a million women steal from me, use me. Let's not pretend like you weren't using them, okay? Look at you, Roy. Let's go. I'm only 7. Google me. None of that makes sense. I will never Google a boy. I'm already on enough watch lists, and I don't need that kind of attention. I'll donate, but I finally spend all that Seattle money. That's a good one that makes me upset and cry to this day. How dare you? Welcome to the program, everybody. Thai Rivera is losing it, as we all know, from ThaiRiveraComedy.com. Head on over and check it today. He's full of lies. He's basically, he said he was going to quit comedy 2 years ago. That date came and went. He didn't quit comedy. Now, he's been making new messages. You'll find this. He posted on Facebook today, I'm getting ready to cut almost everyone off soon. People, and more specifically comics, are worth more trouble than we're worth. This guy cannot. I've met some weeble wobble people in my goddamn life. I have never met anyone who can't decide from a minute to minute basis, much less day to day, hour to hour, moment to moment. You don't know what Ty you're going to get. 1 minute, he's the most confident girl in the world. And the next minute, he's screaming, I'm over it. It's getting insane. Outbursts at open mics, a new face tattoo, and threatening to cut off all comedians. I hope this is a very Thai heavy episode. Oh, you guys are getting me excited. He got into it with my friend Doug last week at Dive Bar, says Eric Stone in the chat. I don't want to do this, guys. You think I want to come in here and talk about it? And by the way, just a heads up to everybody who watches this, and I get, people come up to me in private. They love the shows. They love watching all the drama. That's fine. But take this with the same levity that I do, okay? Let this roll off your shoulders. This is not serious, heavy stuff, okay? When I leave this room, I have a real serious life. I am not constantly thinking about Ty, what to do about Ty, what Ty's up to. People send this stuff to me. I look at it when I come in here. I don't pre-watch things. I rarely pre-read things. Today I prepped nothing. It's let me just tell you. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh God, we got some news here. I've got my hand on the pulse of comedy in Vegas. A word to the wise, not to mess with Keenan again. You spelled his name wrong. You swing at the king, you better not miss. Got it? Sorry. Got it? Let me just say this, okay? Doubt that. First of all, Keenan's the king of what? First of all, certainly not Vegas. And we do, by the way, wish luck to Tricks tonight, who apparently is in New York City. You know, trying to get a TV show from old Keenan Ivory Thompson. So, no, I do wish Tricks luck. I like Tricks. Tricks is probably upset at me and will probably, never deal with me again. That's fine. If he thinks everything I just said is insane, that's fine too. Do you know a comic in Florida named Marcus Crespo? Crespo rings a bell, but I can't put a name to a face. Does he go by a stage name? Could be something I know. I don't. Crespo kind of rings a bell, but I don't know. Marcus Crespo. No idea. I was talking to Chris Shaw, who's a Vegas comedian now, but I know from probably one of the longest, oldest comedy relationships I have is here in Vegas, and this comic, Chris Shaw. And we were talking last night, and he was trying to talk to me about Patrick Janka. Couldn't remember his name. And they were laughing about Patrick Janka. Keenan is the Kang of Vegas. You're out of your fucking minds. What is wrong with you? If you're coming for Keenan, you better not have dropped the screw in the tuna. What the fuck does that mean? I thought that was Kel. Somebody said, "Oh, is this a Keenan and Kel thing?" I don't know Keenan and Kel. I'm not 26. But guys, we have raised over $5.97 on tonight's show, and I am not upset about that. And if you want to help out the show with a little more dollaroonies, why don't you join the Overdose? Use promo code HOME to save 20%. That'll bring your membership all the way down to I'm reading a comment. I'll put it up in a second. To almost $10 from the 13 retail. Lots of new stuff coming out. Lots of new stuff already out. We are cranking the Overdose shows. This show here will probably be an Overdose show, so we will probably say sayonara at some point to the people who are non-Overdose in editing when we trim this up. But that's that. Stephen Roberts, The Stool, has returned to Square Bar on Saturdays, and everyone hoping to get into LA Comedy Club is there kissing ass, including Ty. I like Stephen Roberts. He's fun. I don't know. Does he have a lot of pull at LA Comedy Club? That's insane. Do you know a comedian in Wisconsin named Kyle Rittenhouse? Wow. Keep down. You never know what's going around. You don't know Keenan and Kel, then why do you look like someone who loves orange soda? As long as this stuff makes you feel good, Moody. I don't know what you're going through right now. The pain in your heart, the sadness in your home. I don't know if your dog's sick or dead. Ty posted the most insane selfie 4 hours ago. Yeah, check out our Instagram account, NL Onions. I know it sounds like an old-timey door-to-door elixir salesman, but head over to NL Onions on Instagram and check out the story there for a close-up of Thai Rivera's new tattoo. Now, we're going to see it here in a video shortly. We'll see it. It's going to happen. But I'd like you to see it close up. I'd like you to see it in person. This guy has gone full insane clown posse. Peter Criss, Gene Simmons. Pretty crazy. Has pretty much... You'll have to see the tattoo. It's not good. It's not even. I don't know why he doesn't have the balls to go full Mike Tyson and just, completely scar up his face. All right, let's just put on his latest video. We got the blood moon happening live.
Pacific Northwest. So cool to have everybody here.
You guys into the blood moon? This is
joining
what's
us,
happening.
Watching this, from the Carolinas. I'll give a little, a little talk about what we do here.
Blood
quick.
supermoon.
We do a weekly podcast in science, technology, weather, all across from the Carolinas and beyond. Here at the Carolina Weather Group. So please, if you enjoyed what you
guys, we
tonight,
bring you all the latest
like
blood moon news from the Carolinas and beyond.
As Brad continues to
a lot of podcasts claim to do it. We do it over here. There's a video Ty put out called "Why I Yelled at a Comic Over Parker Teague at a Dive Bar." Actual footage. Now, remember what I said? He's streaming these open mics live. They have a lot of cringe, embarrassing stuff, but luckily no one watches them live. We did play a little bit of one that Agent O sent in on the last show. You're gonna love the way you taste. Check it out. Then he takes these videos down immediately so nobody can watch what a giant cringe fest his open mics is, and he pulls little interesting moments and then edits them in a way that make his open mic look cool. He thinks that it all looks like a shit show, and tries to create these little videos. And he's buying likes for all these videos, by the way. And if you go look at the number of thumbs ups and thumbs downs on the video, you have to get a plugin. You can see the thumbs downs. Basically, no matter how many views a video gets, anywhere from 150 to 4,000, his likes don't match that. His comments don't match that activity. It's very easy to see what's going on. I don't know what he's doing, frankly, because it's not spread evenly either. Like one video I'll have 200, one I'll have like 1.6 thousand an hour. It's like, what's going on? It's insanity. He's clearly dug out his purple lighting. So that looks dope. He obviously thinks it looks good. Just on full purple. We got a weird shadow being cast up here where there is no purple. Weird shadows here. This seems like a sad. Please go to Ty's restaurant open mic. Merch idea. A Furby with all of Ty's tattoos and face piercings is called a Furmy. Yeah, that's pretty good. I love how the lamp reflects on the picture. Moody, great catch. Michael G chiming in saying it's hideous. Of course it is. For me, what I need. Okay, for me. Oh God, what did we just get? What is that one? The paper D on the sign is coming off. Wow. This is a great catch. I don't know who just donated something. I'm not getting an update. Wow. Hold on here. This is a good find here. Let's dive into this. Let's zoom in on this D. Ty's D got bent in the box while he moved. Holy shit, this is not healthy. I mean, he's absolutely right. You can tell here by the shadow. This is getting more purple because it's curved out from the wall. This is insane behavior. We've got a fresh face tattoo. Imagine having to the tattoo artist leaning on Ty's lip to steadily do this. As you can see, it carves in here, a little concave. Then it's all rough edged up here. In this, it looks almost like Sharpie, like it's too fresh. There's not enough sore. Yeah. Oh, hold on. The left stalk of the U is coming off. This could be good. Ah, fuck. Yeah. Right here. God, because he had it. Oh, God. Ty's back, baby.
Here, take your alligator. I don't know why you want it anyway. You're just going to stash it.
Everything bothers him.
He's just like going full freak. If everybody hates me, I'll make myself look like someone everyone should hate. Yeah.
He's unbothered.
It's like fat girls
He calls
do.
it unbothered, but that's what's cute because everything bothers him. He's bothered. I'm a botherina.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Unbothered by Thai Rivera. That's right, it's Unbothered.
Get a
by
key
Thai
light.
Rivera.
Where's
I've got
his
a new
ring
face
light?
Tattoo. Don't ask.
Where's his ring light? Whoa, what a freeze frame. What a fucking freeze frame. Holy shit. Have you ever seen more of a madman in the night? Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is nuts.
Ask if it hurt, because yes, it really did hurt. It hurt more than I was expecting. I have tattoos kind of everywhere, and this was definitely the most painful. It is what it is. If you like it, you like it.
It is what it is,
I
guys.
do love it. I probably would have placed this line over here if I had it to do over again. And sometimes people are like, tattoos are permanent. If you don't like where they are, if I don't like where they are, then I'll just have them lasered off, and then I'll put them where I want them. I'm not really worried about that. Sometimes people put too much about that. And then sometimes people be like, if you have a tattoo on your face, then you obviously must hate your face. Actually, quite the opposite. I have done enough to my face now that I don't feel like I can mess it up. And I know some people would say that I've already messed it up in certain ways, but personally,
For
the way I
me.
feel about it and the way I feel about myself is I'm kind of like a Ferrari. Some people may think they're ugly, but everybody knows they're expensive when they look at them, and there's a good chance you'll never be inside of it. Bijou is currently having a Whimsy's alligator. Whimsy's alligators, the
Wow.
sponsor of Unbothered by Thai Rivera, but we still give them a shout out, and we still put our Amazon affiliates link for Whimsy's alligators down below in the description box.
Still Amazon affiliate linking for alligators.
Lately, Bijou has started just stashing these, and right now she really seems to be going to work on this one, but she's stashed enough of them that I don't trust this bitch. Anyway, what I really wanted to talk about was what's happened in my week. So, last week I ended up going to watch a wrestling match. My friend Otto Von Clutch is a professional wrestler. He invited us to one of their shows that was downtown.
Kat
Trevor
Von D.
James went with me. Our friend Penny Poison was performing that night, which Penny Poison does probably a cross between stripping and performance art. She has a very interesting story, and one day I would love to have Penny Poison on Unbothered. When she was a young teenager, she ran away with the circus, and I
mean, this chick is like spreading her ass and pussy while he talks about how much he respects what she does. Look at this. This is the chick. Hold on. Let me show you.
and one day I would love to have Penny Poison on Unbothered.
Look at this chick. Oh my God. That's crazy. It's performance art. It's really interesting. It's like, oh, okay.
When she was a young teenager, she ran away with the
What the fuck? Ugh.
circus, and I really want to know her story and how she's able to do the things that she does, because some of the things that she does are really what I consider painful, and I've asked her about some of these things, and I don't want to spoil any of the secrets and tell you guys any of the things that she's told me, because I would rather you guys hear it directly from her. And
Why?
I'm hoping
Bring
I
it
can
up.
Get her to do the podcast. I don't know if she'll be able to, but I really, really do love Penny Poison.
How many people can
Beautiful,
fit in your new
and
place,
I
dog?
really do respect her.
I can't wait till Ty has some more people over to the kitchen for the apartment, for the podcast.
As a performer, when I was running my show at Thunderbird, it was going to be the cabaret. Penny Poison
When I was running my show at the Thunderbird, your failed residency where you allegedly stole $1,200 from Ralph Tatella, when you were running your show at the Thunderbird, Oh, you mean when you put together a cabaret that never happened? This motherfucker thought he had the clout to run a continuous residency in Las motherfucking Vegas. You ever seen that shit? Embarrassing as fuck. I mean, talk about inability to gauge your own abilities. Fuck. It's just flat, dark lighting on his face. I don't mean a skin color thing. That'd be the same for everyone. I want to know her story. Oh, really? Seagull Suites are not known for their lighting. This is a racism-free zone. Okay. Back to old scissor lids.
Was one of the first people that I hit up. She wasn't able to do it at that time because she had some family stuff going on, but I really, really wanted her to be on the show. The other thing that happened was Angie Crum hit me up. She sent me a text message. She said that she was available later in the week or in the next couple of days for us to talk, and I was like, there's nothing for us to talk about. Either you apologize or we just move on. And she was like, well, I don't owe you an apology. And the reason that I said either apologize or just move on is because if you
wow, Ty's on the thing with Angie Crum now. He just finding new people to piss off constantly.
I'm fine with that. No apology is needed. No conversation is needed. But if you told me that you have no problem with me, and then it turns out a month later you want to have some kind of heart-to-heart, then clearly
I'm going to pack a bowl. Let's have a little weed, huh?
About things that don't matter. Like if I ever mess up, I'll give you just an apology and I'll leave it at that.
If I ever mess up.
If you're going to then just give your apology and move on. Don't try to justify it with this is why I was doing this or this is why I was acting that way. If anybody
how purple can a guy make his shot? Jesus.
The first time I talked about her on my actual podcast, somebody had put out screenshots of emails where they had called her out for talking about me. People hit me up about that and were like, hey, did you hear about Angie Crum talking about you? And I made a podcast where I used Angie's name in the title as clickbait, and that was for more than one reason. One, I want the views. It's called clickbait for a reason. I want these clicks.
I mean, you're buying the views. I've never seen more instability on numbers on someone's account. Like it's insane. Like everyone knows what you're doing. Do you think we think you're getting 1.6 thousand views in an hour? Do you think we think that? Guy who couldn't scrape together 80 on his podcast a year ago? Okay. Okay, Captain SEO. Oh no, everybody's mad. Moody wants to know if Frank won again, and Frank said, was there a code? I missed it. Yeah, it's just you gotta watch. Who knows if there was a code or not? You know, these things come and go like the wind, and you gotta be paying attention or you never get whatever the fuck that guy said. Am I right?
You are fucking dreaming.
But honestly, it was because I knew all the people that had any interest in that would actually click on it because I was saying in the title, basically, that Angie had stabbed me in the back. But like I said, it was just so that people would watch it and so people would hear me, because if you heard that episode, you heard me say that nothing was going to turn me against Angie Crum. Even this right now isn't turning me against Angie Crum. I just have realized.
He just said that he thinks Angie Crum did something to him. But no matter what Angie Crum did to him, he'll never turn against her. And he said, even this now. What now? You bringing it up again? Even you bringing it up again isn't going to change your mind? It's like, what a wackadoo world this guy fucking lives in. I've never seen anything like this shit.
Realize that Angie is right now living in toxicity, and I don't want to be involved in that. I don't care about people's drama or when people want to have drama.
I don't care about people's drama.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Which that all wasn't drama. That was stuff that actually had to happen because I was actually being threatened. And like I've told you guys before, I'm not going to be threatened. I'm not living that life. I'm not doing anything to be threatened. So I was fine with all of this happening. You know, the fact that she was still talking to that person, that's her business. But what did bother me about my interactions with Angie was when she cut off contact with me. It was when she asked me who was talking about her, and I didn't see any benefit in telling
How many
her who was
overlays
talking
can a
about her,
screen
because
have?
I don't like starting trouble between people.
This guy
I will
like-
talk about my business as much as I want to talk about my business, but as far as involving other people and starting a he said, she said,
It looks like all these overlays are blocking the light from hitting his face. This is garbage stuff. Angie's legs go on for days. Okay. You should give her a call. I got the code, somebody said. Okay, what was it? You should make a shirt that is a side by side of Ty's face and Igor Bogdanov, and claiming they're the same person. Igor faked his death. Hey, nerd. Save it for community college, okay? We're not interested in that shit around here. He has to say this person because that person is Artemio Trouble Rios. Is Angie still banging that gap-toothed, spiky-haired fuck?
or anything like that. The truth is, we all know what we've said. If somebody were to come to me and say, hey, I heard you said this, I would say, go check the podcast, because that's where you'll hear it. And if it were anything I ever said in private and somebody asked me about it and it was true, I'd just be like, yeah, I said that and this is why I said that. But Angie wanted me to tell her who it was that was talking about her. And even if I told her exactly who was saying what they were saying, because there was also
Ty talks in real life jump cuts. Yeah, that's a good point.
Which, again, just living in toxicity, because there is no way and no reason that I would ever blacklist or try to blacklist. I don't even have the power to blacklist Angie Crum, but there's no way I would ever try to do that. And if you know the chronology of the way those things worked out, or even when she said that, and here's something that might jog her memory on finding out who it was that was talking about her, or telling me that she was talking about me. The night that she said that I was trying to blacklist her, it's ironically was the night that I had her work for us, like, you know, feature for us at Ultra Bar.
Like, can anyone even follow this anymore? Do we even know what he's talking about anymore? Angie Crum is toxic with another guy, but he can't mention names or specific incidences of anything. It's like, it's the same thing when it comes to like stand-up comedy with this dudes, and people try to tell you like, no, he's actually a really good comic. It's like, he isn't. He can't focus. I'm high as fuck, about to get higher. I can follow a thread. I can carry a train of thought. I might get lost and blinded for a minute by the THC cannabinoids.
And I asked
cannabinoids. The point is, this guy rambles. He tells stories that he's already told. He takes a million tangents and sidetracks. There's never God forbid you interject something funny or witty into anything. It's always just catty and mean. It's always condescending and shit.
Sold it out. Kind of right away.
Jesus Christ, this fucking guy.
But I love Jesse Ever. He's a really good guy. Straight. He'll pay you what he says he's going to pay you. He'll work out an agreement with you, and he'll stick to that agreement. And so I was trying to hook her up with Jesse as well. I hit him up immediately and was like, hey, do you know Angie Crum? Also, I had Angie come out and do a set on my Wise Guys weekend. So I'm really trying to help Angie out.
Every time it's a jump cut, you're going to assume he's covering up a lie.
Try to get her blacklisted. And like I said, when it came to that part, it was like she stopped talking
When
to me
it
after I
came
wouldn't
to
tell
that
her
part. What
who
part?
it was that had been talking about her, and it was because it didn't affect anything. If I didn't get mad about it, if I don't care about it, then why does it matter who said what? And yeah, I did make the podcast, and I included her name. But even that, I
Didn't
felt
he
like she
start
should
by
have
saying
taken
there was
advantage
nothing
of
to
that
say
and
about
gotten
Angie
herself a
Crumb?
bunch
Yeah,
of
that's a great
everybody else
point.
has anytime I've talked about them. I don't even care if you're like, Ty's bullying me. I need these sets.
He doesn't even care, guys.
I don't care. I don't care. My jokes don't go over. I don't care. Everybody, I don't care. I don't. He doesn't care. I don't care. I don't care.
There's so many trailer parks there. Like that's what Arizona is. It's trashy. It's a lot of porch talk, is what I like to call it. People sitting on the porch. There's a bug zapper in the background. People are smoking cigarettes, drinking some kind of cheap beer, maybe Natty Ice or something like that. And it's just
Cocktail.
that kind
Here
of
comes
situation in
Zany
Phoenix.
Meanie.
And so I do consider myself to have a special relationship with Angie, even if for right now I feel like we're not talking. Because as I've told people before, I may really, really like you. I may even love you, but I'm always going to love me more. So when it comes to either being part of your toxic relationship that you're having with the world or the universe right now, because I really do feel like it's that kind of situation with Angie, and I don't feel like it's out of line to say this, but whenever I talk to Angie, it is a lot of negativity, and I never minded it because it's always about other people. And I don't mind if you want to vent to me about other people getting on your nerves or any of that stuff. Like, that's life. Sometimes people get on your nerves.
Wow, he's
But
figured out the key,
once it
guys.
starts to hit me, and the negativity gets, sent my way, then that's when I'm going to be like, no, I'm really not doing that with you. And I'm not trying to be rude, but it's just not what I want to do. And I don't like to spend my time, like I said, having heart-to-hearts with people about things that really don't matter to me. The other night, I did let Doug Reddick have it.
You don't get what? The fact that you're not funny? Because everybody in this room gets that.
That was at Dive Bar, which Dive Bar I've talked about before. One of my favorite
know what,
spots
though?
is because it's a dive.
It cut quick. I want to see the reaction. The thing is, you can think you're a catty, clever guy who's getting everybody, but when you slam somebody like that, when you go, everyone in here knows you're not funny, I need to hear the crowd. I need to hear if they're on your side or not. And you cut it. Now, we're not stupid, right? We all know, had he gotten an uproar of laughter, had the crowd gone crazy after he slammed him with that, hardcore zinger.
Oh, no.
One of the best roasters
in the world.
As we all know. Off the cuff, one of the quickest guys. He zings somebody and then immediately cuts away. No. We need to hear it. Let me go back. Where is it? Fuck.
And just go with that. But if you heard the podcast, it was actually really positive. I did say Angie was trash from Arizona, but if you heard that podcast, you also heard me say I was trash from Arizona. And I don't consider being trash from Arizona ice or something like that.
Oh, no.
And
how do we keep losing our...
It's that kind of situation in Phoenix. And so I do consider myself to have a special relationship with Angie, even if for right now I feel like we're not talking. Because as I've told people before, I may really, really like you. I may even love you, but I'm always going to love me more. So when it comes to either being part of your toxic relationship that you're having with the world or the universe right now, because I really do feel like it's that kind of situation with Angie, and I don't feel like it's out of line to say this, but whenever
Imagine Ty sitting around telling you that the world is toxic. That he doesn't want to hang out with you because it's toxic. I don't know why my Elgato is shitting the bed. Look at this. How embarrassing, huh? Oh, now it's working again. Okay. If you say so, Tim Crook.
I talk to Angie, it is a lot of negativity, and I never minded it because it's always about other people. And I don't mind if you want to vent to me about other people getting on your nerves or any of that stuff. Like, that's life. Sometimes people get on your nerves. But once it starts to hit me, and the negativity gets, sent my way, then that's when I'm going to be like, no, I'm really not doing that with you. And I'm not trying to be rude, but it's just not what I want to do. And I don't like to spend my time, like I said, having heart-to-hearts with people about things that really don't matter to me. The other night, I did let Doug Reddick have it.
You don't get what? The fact that you're not funny? Because everybody...
First of all, this is empty. This is empty. Admitting you got on stage here is a crime. This is what they're all arguing about, by the way. While we're all out doing professional shows that people pay to get in, the show I did last night, the tickets are $60. While we're all doing this, Ty has completely jumped and switched over to the open mic world and is fighting about rooms that look like this.
Shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark.
This is insane. These are the territories these motherfuckers are, King of Staten Islanding about. Do you even see anyone here? So this is the video evidence you're going to use for saying that you owned someone. Let's hear it.
Have it.
Said I let someone have it. Here we go.
You don't get what? The fact that you're not funny? Because everybody in this room gets...
What people in the room? Everybody in the room gets... I'm sorry, we're going to play it again.
You don't get what? The fact that you're not funny? Because everybody in this room gets that.
That was...
Immediately cut away. Immediately. You didn't own anyone. We all think you're a weird guy. People may not fucking like me, but they just chalk it up to me being an asshole. Everyone thinks you're like a weird, creepy guy. TikTok to getting out of town, Ty. TikTok.
Is it dive bar, which dive bar I've talked about before.
I hope this is I hope this new tattoo is the start of a compass. So you can get the fuck out of town. What is going on? It's not even.
My favorite spots just because it's a dive
This guy can't afford rent and he's going out getting new face tattoos. What's happened? Can we get this guy a free subscription to Dave Ramsey or Susie Ormond? What the fuck is going on? This has a real Mr. Cellophane energy. Any local comedians has run for the hills because of 4-hour shows. And 28 comedians on the list doing 5-minute each. Cough, Ian Rainier, cough. These shows are all like insane and they all like fight over them. It's like, is this the same as Taco Dive Bar? No. That's different. It's so empty. Yeah. These are the only places Ty is allowed, places where no one goes. That's part of the beauty of him.
And they don't pay attention to you. And I feel like that's the kind of room that really does make you stronger. Doug Reddick, if you don't know him, I referenced him a long time ago because during shutdown, me, Bruce,
what up, Doug?
We're regular hangout friends. Like, we were quarantine buddies because everybody else was quarantining. And I lived right up the street from Bruce Leonard, and Bruce Leonard was hanging out with Doug. And so I thought I had a good relationship with Doug. Then Doug went on this rant the other night where he was talking about this guy named Parker Tighe while he was on stage at the dive.
Tighe.
And I didn't really care for that because he really did seem to be shitting on Parker Tighe. And I like Parker Tighe because Parker Tighe is a young guy. He's only in his 20s. And he started to do comedy, but he's really dedicated himself to doing comedy. And he's doing everything you have to do to actually become a working comic. And he's made good headway.
That means hiring Ty, coming to Ty's open mic, the dojo.
Really good headliners there. He's had some of my friends headline it.
Oh, no. If anybody wants sexy chat, hit them up.
I support
over at
what
Sexy
Parker
Chat
Tyke is
XYZ.
doing. And Doug seemed
great.
to be trying to shit on him, and it turned out that Parker was in the room. One of the places Doug lost my respect was when Parker walked in. Bijou's dying in the background if you can't hear. But when Parker Tyke turned out to be in the room while Doug was talking about him, which Doug hadn't realized that Parker was still in the room. He thought Parker had left. And then Parker came in and was like, "What are you saying about me?" And Parker wasn't mad about it, but he pretended to be mad. And then Doug went on this thing about, how Parker Tyke was stupid for not noticing that the guy he was talking to was wearing a union shirt, and Parker, I guess it said something about the union, and asked that guy what he did for a living or something
Ian Raniere is bad for the
Doug
scene.
was going after him about that being a redundant question, but I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not always reading other people's shirts. Right now, I'm wearing a Sullen clothing shirt. They are actually a brand I really do like, and I'll be wearing a lot more of them coming up.
He's got another sponsor.
But anyway, Doug went on this entire rant that was completely inaccurate in what he was saying.
Parker Lewis can't lose.
I just didn't really feel that it was not only not productive, but also it's like, who are you? Because Doug is in and out of town. He's not ever really a fixture on the scene or a part of the scene. He'll be around for a little while and then he'll leave again, and then he'll be around for a little.
Remember, this is basically what Ty said about me when all this started too. Like, so I moved to Vegas in October 2017, and I'd never spent more than 3 months in this fucking city at one time until the pandemic. I worked all over the fucking world. So then Ty says, well, Patrick's not a real comedian. He's never even here. And it's like, oh, okay. I was on my 5th year of doing Edinburgh. I was on my 3rd year touring Australia, set to go to Asia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam. Obviously, the old Asian flu got a say about that. But his whole argument was like, I'm not a real comic because I'm not in town. So now this guy's not a real comic because he's not in town. But then he'll say, like, if you're in town and you're a comic, they'll go, you're not a real comic. You never worked the road. So which is it? Like, should you always be in town? Should you never be in town? What's the rule? How does it work? It's like, what's the right mix for him? Because guess what? Ty doesn't do anything except shitty open mics in town. That's all Ty does. Every time we see him fighting, it's at Ocha Bar or Dive Bar. What do those things have in common? They're empty bars. He's literally gone from fighting about LA Comedy Club, Dirty at 12:30, all these legit paid rooms. He's lost them all. He's clutching on to a Thai restaurant that can't staff themselves week to week, by the way, where homeless people come in and rouse the comics. Patrick, he still says it. When I asked him about you a couple weeks ago, he wrote, he doesn't do stand-up. Now, I've offered thousands of dollars for charity shows, payments to Ty, whatever he wants to do, to put on. So me, Earl Skakel, Big Irish Jay, all the comics he's wrong, where we can see 10-minute sets of Ty and all the comics he thinks he's better than. So you, the audience, can judge. I think you'd buy tickets for this for charity. I think it's super fun hang for comics in town. It's like, this is what we do as comics. Let's take it to the stage. If you're so good, put your money where your mouth is. Let's take it to the stage. I'm up for figuring out the rules and how we make it all fair, but let's take it to the stage. Are you willing to step on a stage and prove you're funnier than me to an objective audience that's unaware of what's going on? Let's do it. He won't do it. He won't engage. He won't talk to me. I'm not the real comic. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You have a weekly Thursday night at a Thai bar. How could you possibly work the road? You have a weekly gig at a Thai bar every Thursday. You literally can't do a week at a comedy club. You have plans that week. It's dinner at a Thai place. It's sad, man. It's sad stuff. I'm sure this whole new Fago look will help. Gabe Lopez ain't shit. Wait till he falls from grace. Huh. I don't know who that is, but it's scary.
While and then he'll leave again. So for him to come after a person like Parker Tighe that has been steadily working his way through the Las Vegas comedy scene for, I don't know, a couple of years.
Hi, Irma.
Since before shutdown. So
Irma.
2020, and
old
really
grandma
been
name
diligent
is
about it.
here.
Like I said, I can't express like the dedication that I see Parker working with, or using. Like, it's just, he really is dedicating himself to stand up.
He can't express the dedication he's seen.
I don't care about your age. If you're dedicating yourself to stand up and you're really about it, then I'm going to encourage you. And especially if you're a good writer and you're willing to do the things that you have to do and make the sacrifices that you have to make. Because when you're in your 20s and you're willing to give up your social life, and Parker isn't a bad-looking guy, so it's not.
This is your social life. What world are we all living in? Chalk it up to a lie. What world are we living in where he's like, I think it's so great that this kid, by the way, I don't know Parker, so I'm not talking shit about Parker. I'm talking shit about Ty's judgment and awareness. I think it's just so great that he's willing to give up his social life. To do what? Go to bars and drink? No one taking comedy seriously is at Thai Rivera's open mic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that hurts a lot of people. I know it does. Imagine going to that place that we just saw that video of and being like, no, that's where you hone your craft, dog. In an empty restaurant. You don't know how this works, Melton. Imagine if this city focused and had like one good open mic a night instead of trying to have like 16 shitty ones. This city tried to, because it's a grift. Ultimately, the producers are making money off it. And that's why they change and hop from bar to bar so often. Eventually, the bar becomes wise to the fact that these guys put on such a bad comedy show that they keep people away. They actually do the opposite of what's intended. They drive people away from the venue. I'd rather sit and drink a beer in silence or listen to one of Garth Brooks' double live hits playing low on a jukebox in the corner than listen to a never-ending stream of lemming comedians allowed to just parade on ad nauseum, being interrupted by the producer on the mic while a mediocre talented piano man tinkles the synthetic ivories of a Casio keyboard over in a dimly lit corner of a Thai restaurant. I mean, when I put it like that, isn't it insane? Did you find out if your jokes worked tonight? Or did you just hang out? This whole thing about social life, like, oh, he gave up his social life to really come and put in the work. Yeah, over at your shitty Thai restaurant show? What are you talking about? All this is a social life. All that is a social life. Putting in work. It's over for you, granddad. Jesus Christ. Good morning, Edmure Mikey, who we mentioned about today. Yeah, we got Ty ranting on new stuff. If you have a joke to work out, where do you want to be? 17th on a list, shouting over a babbling hobo at 30 other open micers waiting their turn. Yeah, the audacity of this guy acting like he knows anything about comedy, both on the performing side and the producing side. It's clown world, dog. It's clown world. Hey, Patrick, I'll be in Vegas this Friday. This feels like an appropriate time and place to tell you. Yeah, keep me posted so I can say, locked up in the confines of my home.
Come on, man.
Continue by all means, Ty.
Like, oh, well, he couldn't get dates if he wanted to, or he couldn't hang out with people if he, Parker's a good-looking guy, and he's also a fun guy and a nice guy. And so
now he's defending his ability to have a better social life? What is happening?
It's not like he wouldn't have other options if he
anything.
Oh, fuck. We got more. Oh, shit. More video of Ty owning somebody? That's going to be great.
I realize that maybe some people would
Holy
appreciate
shit.
one thing that I said to Doug.
What is the point of this? To make me quit or like make me get better? What's the point?
Again, this place is an empty world.
Neither.
Okay, then there we go. I win.
Yeah, I just plain think you're stupid.
So it's like ambivalent. So you like don't care if I quit or get better.
I don't care what you do. I wish you would fucking kill yourself is what I really wish.
So remember when Ty wrote to YouTube and tried to have a video taken down because he said I said for him I wouldn't stop until he killed himself? He tried to like make that into like a hate crime or bullying or something. He's not above doing any of this, by the way. And you guys know I don't want anybody to kill themselves out loud. This is in public having a breakdown and later on reviewing it and still thinking it's a good idea or a good look to put this up. This is fucking crazy. This is nuts.
There we go. Now we got
That would be getting better.
Now the shit's out in the open of what people are in the comedy world. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of positivity, but
That wasn't a fucking secret, Doug. That wasn't a fucking secret.
I don't know who this Doug is. I have no fucking clue. Is this great?
Yeah, the shit we cover is like.
What do you think?
By the way, this is a show. Who's in this room? I hear 3-4 voices. Ty's trying to do material. To who? This is your world now? And he thinks putting it up makes him look good. That's the insane part. Imagine putting this up like, I was at a show and owned a guy. It's like, who was there? You and the staff? If a gay chugs cock in the woods, does anybody make a sound? What is happening? This is banana shit, dog. For real. I wish you joined the dating sites. They're spamming our chat nonstop. Sexy chat, XYZ. You think it bugs me? I don't give a shit. I wish you'd kill yourself. Arms crossed. Empty room. No energy. This is exactly what you want out of an MC. He's not even MCing. This is his performance. I want to talk to this Doug guy. Can we get him? Can we get a number for Doug? For old Doug here? Somebody in the chat said they knew Doug, right? Let's get a number for old Doug. Love to talk to Doug tonight. Jesus Christ. Do you go to open mics or not? Which is your favorite? No. I've yet to see one around here that's of any use to anybody. These guys are all screaming. This is the middle of a show. Why would I be here wasting my time? I don't even need open mics to do material. I did a lot of new material last night. Crushed with it. I'm funny. This is churlish. Churlish? For real, Irma, I'm arriving Friday evening. Best morning for a good friend. It's a bachelor party. What the fuck is happening here? Now this is performance art. Yeah. All right, let's continue. This, again, middle of a program. They think this is acceptable stuff. Okay.
Fucking secret.
Real negativity. Woo! Yeah, the shit we cover is like.
What do you think you're doing when you're up here? You think that's positivity? You think saying that you didn't like Parker Tighe was positivity? Now, do you think that wasn't exposing the fucking secret? I'm exposing the fucking secret.
I'm not necessarily proud of that moment, but at the same time, I'm not ashamed of it either. It is what it is. And I know some people would say, you should never say that. Okay, don't tell me what I should never do. So first off that.
You can call me Nannerpuss.
I was really, like I said, upset because I didn't consider it to be productive at all. And when I pressed Doug about what his problem with Parker was, he did say that it was because Parker was young and he hasn't been through anything.
Why is Parker Tighe the guy we're sucking off?
Nobody sucks Parker Tighe off.
I think you guys got it.
But if you want to know, Parker Tighe writes fucking jokes and he's funny most of the time, so there's that.
He's a child.
What's that?
Yeah, if you could
What does that have to do with anything?
get me Doug's number somehow on Facebook or Instagram, NL Onions. DM me his number. That'd be great. Can we
You're
get
a
Doug?
grown man and you haven't gone for anything in your life.
Well, who are any of us to say who's been through what? And with younger comics, sometimes I think about that just in a, very technical way, the fact that they may not have the most life experience. So I always feel like they can make the stuff that they actually do know about funny. Like if it's a really young kid, because every once in a while we'll have like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. Coda Hawk was one of those comics that was super young like that. I think now he's 17 or 18, which is still
All right, we're going to get Doug, I hope.
Recess fun, because when we were kids,
Get him,
we all
Eric.
went to recess. If you can make that fun and relatable and get laughs off of it, then far be it from me to say that what you do.
If you guys are familiar with the defunct Marty's in Hollywood, you'll know that this was like Marty's every night. No one there, two people yelling at each other. Hellhole. Show. This is just rehearsal for the show. Yeah. Fucking hell, man. This is so dumb.
Funny, or there's not an audience for it. If people are laughing, which that's, with Parker's sets, people do like his stuff. They do laugh at his stuff. So it's not like he's completely unrelatable. And yeah, he may not have the most life experience, but at the same.
Remember CF? This is so funny to me. I like how the ties lies matches the background. Yeah. Good attention to detail. We try, man. We try to notice things around here and make them how people make them. His open mic has 3 mics, him, AJ Rivera, and the person performing, all over piano music, in quotes. Why do these lists fill up every week? 28, 30 people. The fuck, man. The fuck. It's nobody comics. There are people with day jobs who want to convince themselves they're doing comedy. It's what I just said. This is their social life. Imagine me leaving the comfort of the love of my life and my fiance, my dog and my fiance, and going down to that at 11 p.m. to sit in a shitty Thai restaurant. You can smell the vomit stained wood through the live stream of that shit box. Okay? Go leave a review right now for Ocha Thai. Tell him I can't imagine going in there with that shrill hot dog lipped fuck trying to run an open mic over really bad lounge music coming from a plastic $200 piano that you wouldn't buy for your child. I mean, come on, man. And this is CF. This was a guy who discovered me by searching for Thai Rivera because he's a Thai Rivera fan. And now he's in every chat just shitting all over Thai in his mental illness. He's literally in the chat now going, what the fuck? What the fuck? About that guy he was a fan of. Am I magic? No, I'm just funny and mildly entertaining. So he'd rather come over here and watch somebody who puts a little oomph into it. It's not hard. Parker is funny and writes great jokes. Anyone talking shit about him is just bitter, says King Pazzo Criminale 13. Well, with a name like King Pazzo Criminale 13, It's got to be good. Yeah, I don't know. Parker might be good and Doug might be good. I don't know. People are allowed to have rivalries. They might both be shit. What do I know? You know, I'm not sitting here staking my claim on any of them, and I don't sit up here going to bat for a lot of people. That's not my job. By the way, whether or not I think you're funny is not the barometer of shit. You know, I'm not retarded. You're allowed to be not funny and make a living at this. Right, Ty? So, you know, I don't take my own personal taste too seriously. I'm certainly not going to take King Palazzo Criminale the Third and put that much weight into it, okay? A lot of activity going on outside my house. I'm hearing doors slam. I swear to God, Ty, if you're over here, you are getting a like you've never seen.
Time, what people like Parker are doing when they start off comedy young is they're really just training themselves. So when they do get that experience, that life experience, then they can just drop.
Somebody makes a great point. Did I miss the fact that Ty is the new Harley Quinn in the Marvel universe? Yeah, the MCU. Has he ever left the house without getting into an altercation? Good question. These are the hard-hitting detectives we want on the case.
Drop that in, and they already have the stage presence, and they already have their audience, and they already have the respect of other comics, and they already...
He's talking about people with an audience. What world are we still pretending this guy's any good? Join me over here in the dark side.
You have access to do the shows that they want to do. And so I think you're really just setting yourself up for the future. I mean, I personally, when I was in my early 20s, I wouldn't have been interested in doing stand-up because I was too busy like living club life and doing all that stuff. But at the same time, I don't think it would have been the worst thing in the world. It just wasn't right for me. So what's right for you isn't necessarily right for everybody. And I just think that if you're going to be around and you're going to be kind of a visitor in the community, which is what Doug is, and we do try to be as positive with him as we possibly can or had tried to be as positive.
Again, him talking like he runs the place. Him talking like he's the proprietor of Las Vegas comedy. You know, we tried to accept him in as if you could stop somebody. You know what I mean? People say this shit to me all the time. Like, what? I can't believe you just say what you think or you feel. You're going to get a lot of bookers. It's like, if you don't deal with me because of something I've said, you're siding with a piece of shit. I worked for LA Comedy Club for 10 years. I don't begrudge them not working me. They're making more money off Butch Bradley. But don't pretend I'm a bad person because he stole money from me, tried to lie about me and ruin my career, including physical threats. Check out everything over at hideawaycomedy.com. Don't ever act like I have something to be ashamed of. Oh, you shouldn't just talk shit about people. You shouldn't blow up his shit. I don't give a fuck. He shouldn't have not paid me. Fuck him. Make it right. You have, like, who's going to stand up for you? Oh, you shouldn't rock the fucking boat. I work with people who do right by people. I don't give a fuck. And that guy had one of his little fucking soldiers pull a fucking knife on me at a show. What are you talking about? Whose side are you on? What's common sense? I don't have to get in an altercation with the guy or ever do anything to him again. I'm not going to not talk about it. It's insane. So if I'm over here talking about you, it's because there's something to talk about. I have a stance and a point of view. Like it or not, baby, strap the fuck in. This I see it more and more in this community too. This straddling the fucking fence like everybody bullshit. And I'm not saying be negative. I love working with the people who I work with. I love doing shows with good comics who I get along with. I love doing shows with bad comics I get along with. Mostly everybody in this community gets along. I'm not going to sit here and pretend there aren't floating pieces of shit in the pool. Okay? I couldn't agree more. Better to be hated for what you are than loved for something you're not. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. You can tell how far somebody is in their comedy career by how much they give a fuck and how much shit they'll just swallow. They'll just eat shit sandwiches because maybe they'll get some work. It's like, no. Maybe you'll get shit on some more because you're the guy they can shit on. Patrick angling for some free salsa. How dare you? Back to Thai. Halfway through this debacle, believe it or not.
Possibly can. You know, like he came out to Ocha Bar one night when we were first starting it out, and he was heckling the comics and talking about how terrible they were. And I literally took him outside and was just, and not like, you know, took him outside like I'm going to talk to you. But I did like say, hey, come on, let's go outside. And I talked to him about that and just told him, don't come here and just spread.
Don't.
Nobody needs that. And that's not what this room is about. And some people get it confused because I will have fun with the comics while they're on stage while we're at Ocha doing Thai comedy dojo.
He's never had fun in his
life. That's what my job is when we're there. And so it's kind of like a way of coaching and giving instruction, making it fun for the audience at the same time. And then at the same time,
this is a guy who's never told a joke on his podcast telling you his job's to make everything fun. Okay,
this is really dragging ass right now, and I have to help this out because it is.
I was helping, said every heckler and Thai Rivera at his own show. Imagine you going to his show to like work on material, and he just starts interrupting you like, no, it needed help. It needed help. I had to speak up.
And that came directly from me and came out of my Ocha money. And so the owner had said that he, you know, didn't want me to contribute my money to the show, that should be his expense. And so he offered to give the $25. Well, I wasn't missing that $25 anyway. So I said, okay, if you're going to give $25, then how about I give $25? And I didn't say this to the owner. I said it to AJ. And I was like, if he's going to give $25, then how about I give $25? And then we can have a $50 set of the week. And then not too long ago, one of the comics that I for that watches my Comedy Tip Tuesday and asked a couple of questions, Robert Real Deal Martinez ended up winning the big one because the big one was $150. It was supposed to be $125.
He calls $150 being paid that in comedy the big one.
I put in the other $25, and so then we have $150. And so with that being the case, I think that's the way the math worked out on that. But anyway, it was $150 was what it was. I know that for sure. And so Robert graciously and, you know, like thankful to Robert.
Listen to all the stammering and stuttering.
Give that money back to us. And he was like, make that
Listen
part
to the stammering. He's like,
so then,
and then Robert, you know, it's like, what the fuck? Are you having a stroke? It's like, this is not a thing that happened when you have to slur it out that long and make.
And I added another $25 to the weekly.
Bragging about giving away $25. I give away more than QR codes on this show.
And, you know, AJ was like, yeah, I don't think we should just make it a really big pot one time. I think we should spread it out over time and then more people can benefit.
Yeah, so why give away 100? We can give away 5, 28 times, 20.
Set of the night until we run out of Robert's money, and we might make extra for the, you know, the weekly $125, which will make it like $170.
Up and to the right.
Or possibly we'll go a little bit bigger than that. I haven't decided what we're going to do. We have till the end of the month to figure that out. But anyway.
The announcement is that here's a bunch of numbers. We haven't decided what we might do. I don't know what we do. I said 13 things, but then I said I wasn't sure. But then I said I do know for sure. And we haven't decided what we're going to do with the money. It's like, great update. Keep us posted. This is garbage.
My point is that money that the owner actually gives to us, what people don't understand is even on the nights that the open mic part of it may not necessarily seem worth it to the owner, I have to be worth that money. And that's why we get the money. AJ has to be worth that money. And AJ...
So this is what's insane. He thinks... So here's how this works. He goes into the bar and he's like, hey, I'm going to run an open mic here. What we'll do, we're going to have... Thanks for the donation. Really, really appreciate it. We're locking it in the vault. And we screw it shut. Never to be seen again. Your money, my money. Even Canadian dollars, they come through. We're up to $10.12 tonight. We will have that Xbox in no time. Fuck you guys. The prize is handed out by whoever Ty and AJ feel should get it. Whoever they think the best set was. It's totally political virtue signaling bullshit. Black trans woman guaranteed cash. I showed up late. Did someone already make a Lion King joke? What's with the new face tattoo? Ooh. I'm fitting the for me into ordinary phrases now too. Yeah, it's sweeping the nation. What did I walk into? Oh wow, Big J Hollingsworth is here and not too good for me anymore after our big falling out over tricks. I'll never know how close we could have been, Jay, but it's over now. It must have been love, but it's all. So he goes to these bars. How this works? He convinces these bars. He says, "Hey, I'm a comedian in the area. I'm very well connected and respected. You know, complete lies. Let me just put those two up. I can get 30 desperate day jobbing comedians down here every Thursday night, spending up to $4.50 each, because that's the kind of budgets they have. A lot of ice water is going to be ordered on Thai Ocha Comedy Dojo night. But don't worry, when you give me so they probably give them like $200, $150 a week because it's a shithole. So they're like, yeah, okay, we'll give you $150 a week, and we'll put up a prize every night, $25 tab for the comic with the best set deemed by you guys, right? So like now, everybody feels like this is a paid show. They, all these fucking loser comics feel like they're gonna go do a paid show if they win. Meanwhile, they're just spinning and Ty's selling this thing to them like, I'm a seasoned pro. Hosting it is my boy AJ. That's gonna be dope as fuck. Don't worry, I've got a guy who barely knows how to play piano who's gonna sit on a really poorly sounding Yamaha keyboard under dimly lit lighting by a Windows computer screen, who's gonna tinkle away. And the song will always be too loud, by the way, because the computer is one of the the keyboards, one of the cheapest keyboards in the world with no sensitivity on the keys, no weight. All it'll cost you is $200 a week. You're guaranteed to make that back, at least in the bar tab. No risk for you. Give it a few months. Let me show you what I could do for you. He gets these 28 comics who come in, sign up, causing fights and riffraff. The annoyance factor of three guys screaming over each other on a microphone and the constant tickling of the ivories by Captain Can't Play over here drive away the actual customers and people in the bar who would just have been there to eat dinner or spend money. There's a restaurant too, don't forget. That's why they don't let them start till 11, 12 p.m. So after a while, What he's doing is kicking back. I'll give away $100 out of my own money. It's like you make $800 a month from the fucking bar. It's why these shows don't last long. They're all run poorly. He thinks he's doing them a favor. I keep comics here for 6 hours. It's great. They're drinking. The bar's making money. The show sucks. The people aren't buying a lot of drinks. There's no actual customers there because it's the show that never ends with comics who aren't being compensated nor have talent. What part of this recipe sounds scrumptious? Who wants to fucking be a part of any? You walk into that bar, it's straight up instantly.
I don't like the look of it.
No one does. 3 people just yelling at each other over microphones. Oh, God. It's so ratty. And then imagine doing hours and hours of podcasts about dominion of this little dumb, shitty world. 2 guys yelling at each other in a dive bar with literally no audience about who's a better comic. You're both shit. Oh, God.
Worth the money because AJ gives these almost borderline pro wrestling Michael Buffer introductions to all the comics, and I always joke that he gives the best but most insincere introductions to everybody, and everybody.
That sounds fun. Sign me up.
He's
Not only will you interrupt my whole set, you give me insincere introductions. Sounds like a joyful, joyful place. Where can I get involved?
Sincere person, but if you ever heard his intros, he gives very insincere intros because we won't even know these people. Like sometimes we don't even know the comic that's going to go on. And AJ's like, guys, this next comic is my best friend. And it's like, we just met this person tonight, AJ. How is that your best friend? But I don't say anything during the show. We just have fun with it. It's just a really fun part of the night. And so when I say AJ earns his money, AJ also is the host through the show. I just do like the commentary on the side and kind of take what I would call the Ian.
Respect my authority.
See, that's right there, but it was fun. But you know, so you know, the show has to be worth it one way or another. So that's a part of why I during the show. But my point is, Doug Reddick had the wrong idea, and that was before we even did that kind of stuff.
Doug Reddick,
a little bit or ask questions, and Doug was just being negative and talking about how much everybody sucked and their set sucked. And it's like, you're not even good.
That's called Unbothered by Thai Rivera.
Patty, like I told you guys before, I would never say that about somebody that is funny, that is good. And I think Doug Reddick, honestly, I think he could be funny if he would just stop worrying about everybody else and worry about himself. Because I think that Doug Reddick and Angie Crum have a similar problem, and that's the reason I wouldn't deal with any.
They're on other shows besides yours.
And that problem is they really feel like life is happening to them and not happening for them. And I am the opposite. And I'm not trying to get hippy-dippy and weird on you guys, but this is just honestly the way I've come to see things over the last couple of years.
For me,
life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you.
What does
and
that
the reason
mean?
I say that is because even the bad things are meant to make you grow. Even the bad things will make you actually look at things in a different way and maybe be a little more introspective and also teach you something that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have learned. So even when it comes to like my personal situation with the people that have talked badly about me or the people that have lied about me or the trick situation, like, I don't worry about any of this stuff, you know, because I try to extract the lesson from it. I don't try to, like, hate on people and, like, oh, I'm just going to have these bitter sworn enemies forever and that kind of stuff. It's not that kind of situation for me. And especially, you know, I'm being sober again now, which somebody called me out about that because Casper, who's my friend, I don't mean called me out in a bad way, but Casper, who's one of the comedians here in town, at one point, I mentioned something about having quit weed, and that was just on Monday because, you know, Saturday.
I just quit weed Monday, guys.
Technically Saturday because late into Friday night, I was still partying. But I decided to stop doing it.
He calls smoking weed
I really need
partying!
Smoke weed every day.
better all the time. And I know every once in a while the numbers.
He calls smoking weed partying. Yeah, Doug, I was partying late.
You just legitimately look at my videos, you'll see that the numbers have been increasing and the numbers have been getting better. So I'm just trying to keep that going, and I have a lot that I have to stay on top of. And the only reason
we might be able to talk to Doug.
Slipped, and I wouldn't even call it slipped, but I had chosen to go back to smoking.
Chosen.
I had my surgery. One, I needed to be less active, so that helps me be less active because I'm a very physically active person. So if I smoke weed and I'm just sitting on the couch, then I'm not doing stuff I shouldn't be doing when I'm supposed to be healing a hernia. The other thing is, partway through healing through my hernia, that's when me and my roommate got into it. And again, contrary to what people think, I didn't want any problems with my roommate. So if I was going to be recording my podcast in the middle of the night or stuff like that, I knew it was going to start a problem. And so I had to watch the way I was doing things, because me, when I'm fully motivated, I'll record anytime I want to record. Like right now, it's 7.
Do we know who recorded that at the bar? I'd like to get the full recording. Because this is clearly edited by Ty. Was this Ty who recorded it? Like, where did the recording of this whole incident come from? That's what I need to know.
In the morning. Sometimes I record at 3 in the morning. Sometimes I record at 1 in the morning. It just depends on what I feel and what I'm going through and when the mood strikes me.
We get it. You're mentally ill.
Podcast special for me is that I just do it when I really feel it. And so it gives the most natural result as far as I go. And so I wasn't able to do that when I was with my roommate. So again, I didn't want to be at full motivation because of what was going on with my roommate. And then it kind of lingered on a little bit.
Have you ever heard a 50-year-old man talk about his roommate more? Jesus.
6 months later.
Just kind of the way I feel them naturally. Well, pretty much all the time now. It used to be sometimes. Now it's just, I pretty much just guide myself by intuition. And so with that being the case, it was like, okay, so it took me a couple of weeks of being here in my apartment to actually get it together. I think I'm like maybe 5 weeks living here.
Wow.
No, I'm actually like 3 weeks living here. And so
he cannot tell the truth to save his fucking life.
A lot of things, and I'm not worried about anything now, but I just know that I have to buckle down, and I have a lot of things coming up and a lot of things to promote and a lot of things.
I thought you were quitting soon again. Make up your tweets.
You can call me Nannerpuss.
Because like when it comes to my situation with like LA Comedy Club specifically, like
let it go. It's over.
This kind of security where it was like I work weekends there, and then throughout the weeks they would just hit me up out of nowhere, and so I really wasn't worried about like taking.
So he's admitting. He's admitting now that not working LA Comedy Club is affecting his ability to pay for his life. He's clearly admitting now he doesn't make enough comedy on the road or working for other clubs, and that by losing LA Comedy Club, they lulled him. He's accusing them now. This could be setting up for a lawsuit. He's saying they lulled me into a false sense of security by working weekends, and I would get random calls. So he was used to getting $50, $25, $100 here and there, like a hooker. He was used to that, but the phone ain't ringing no more. The photos have come off the wall. He doesn't feel comfortable walking into places. The only places he dares show his face are these empty venues. Let's rewind it back. I got to hear it one more time. But this is where he's really opening up. Remember how depressing it got at the end of the last one? This could be it again. Remember today he tweeted something about I'll be cutting off a lot of comics soon. They're not worth it. It's like, I thought you were invested in this scene and you were one of the true compasses of comedy and you were going to work on making everything. It's like, what? So here we go.
And so I really wasn't worried about taking care of
Hold on, let's wind it back.
Security Comedy Club specifically, because some of the things that some people see as a bad thing as far as I go. Because like when it comes to my situation with like LA Comedy Club specifically, like I was working there all the time, and that had lulled me into this kind of security where it was like I work weekends there, and then throughout the weeks they would just hit me up out of nowhere. And so I really wasn't worried about like, you know, taking care of my social media at that time. Like I was only doing the minimum with my YouTube channel, but I've always wanted to create content ever since I started creating content way back. I think 2016 was when I started my channel, but then I fell off for different reasons, and then life just happened. And so what better time than right now? And so
you have nothing else going. Admit it. We're on to you.
Forced me to have to be able to do more things. When the thing happened with Ocha Bar, Ocha was dropped in my lap because me and Delilah, you know, had that falling
You stole
out.
it from her. That's what she told me. Lie.
This room that I really hadn't wanted in the beginning, but then it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, and I like seeing what it's growing into, and I like that I'm able to help comics, and I like that comics actually enjoy the show. I like that we have a couple of regular audience members that really enjoy the show. I like that we're putting it on YouTube so people can check it out. You know,
You're not putting it on
11
YouTube. You take it down immediately. You take it down immediately. You chop it up. You reframe everything. We know what you do. We know what you're up to. We've seen all the Glade plugins.
Pacific Standard Time on YouTube on this same channel. You know, you can watch.
What would I even do on a Patreon?
And so there's so many things that I think have been positive from what should have been negative that I just refuse to look at things in a negative way. Do I every once in a while get down? Yeah, sure. Is it about any particular thing or any specific thing? No. You know, just like sometimes a buildup of just things in my head because I'm human. But I don't try to feed into that, and I always try to just slide back into the positive and think about what's better and what's best. The other day I had this weird depression that luckily only lasted a couple hours, but I was really down for a couple hours, and it wasn't about any particular thing. It just all of a sudden happened. So my thing was, I talked about the fact that I chose not to talk to a friend anymore. I decided to cut a new friend off, and it is a new friend.
Cut a new friend off. Can you imagine?
They just brought some negativity to me at one point, and they at first were like,
You can call me Nannerpuss, and guess what?
and I was like, I don't even know who that person is, so I don't know why they have so many opinions on me, but whatever. And I didn't mind them just bringing it up to me like that. I don't mind people bringing things up to me once.
I don't mind people bringing things up to me.
If I told you guys this person didn't even know it, actually nobody on the Las Vegas comedy scene would really know that person's name, the person that was talking badly about me. And like that should tell you right there that, like, why would I influential people say things about me? No influential people are saying anything bad about me, but Vegas politics, like people that like supposedly matter on Vegas politics, I don't care about them either. And if they talk about me, because that's their business if they want to talk about me, that has very little to do with me. Every once in a while I'll hear something that I'm like, I want to clear that up, and I'll come on unbothered and clear it up, but I don't spend extra time thinking about it. So why would somebody that's supposed to be my friend keep bringing this negativity to me? And if you ever are talking to one of your friends and you start off a conversation with the words, okay, you know how everybody thinks you're bullshit? It's like, no, actually everybody doesn't think I'm bullshit. So I don't know why you're saying that. Maybe you think I'm bullshit. And eventually I'll just get tired of you and I'll find a reason to get rid of you. So that's what happened. Was he did something that I consider to be a bit of a violation.
Hold on. CF says he's co-headlining a comedy karaoke show at a pizza parlor on Wednesday. I'll be stopping in after my Cub Scout meeting. Where is this, and will anyone go with me? I need someone to just go with me. Let's just go get some slices and watch a show. If we pay and if we're eating at the restaurant, he'll have a tough time going to the manager and be like, we have to kick out that table because that guy's an enemy of mine and he's going to talk about how bad I do on this show. And the owner's going to be like, you're going to do bad on the show? He's like, no, I'm great, but he'll say I'm bad. And it's like, Well, if we kick him out, he's going to be even more pissed and probably leave a negative review of the restaurant. Also, he's the only one here. No one showed up for this. I've been swindled. And Ty will go, for me, it's about what the performance is worth. A Pizza Melody hosted by Jay Coldwater. So this show's called A Pizza Melody. It's a karaoke pizza place that's going to have Thai Rivera headline a comedy show. If CF, I know you're a big Thai fan. I assume this CF stands for cuck fan of the cucks. If you could record that show, audio or video, you'd be forever part of Onion lore. We would love to see that. But do or don't. No pressure. We're almost done with the Thai video here. I think this is probably all we'll do tonight. I came in not feeling good. You got 2 hours out of me. Secret QR codes are afoot.
Working together, so even a bit of a violation as far as the business side of things go. And so I hit him up about it, and he tried to at first explain it, not even explain it away, just tell me that it wasn't a thing and whatever else, and that I was.
Give us a like also if you're enjoying this video. Only half of you have liked it.
If that's really the way you feel, then
give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. We do this all the time. Deep dives, non-judgmental stuff. We're over here calling things like they are.
I don't care what you do in a day. I don't
dinging them up, huh?
I just don't. So it just led to me feeling like, all right, well, I don't really want to be friends anymore. I don't really want to hang out. And that's what I decided to do. And that would be, I guess, the point of this entire episode is just do what you have to do to take care of you, and don't let anybody drop their shit on you and just decide this is the way we're going to live, or this is the way you're going to do things, or these are the things you're going to pay attention to. I will tell you guys honestly, I told you before, I do respect open micer as like a position.
Dance like nobody's fapping.
A phase in comedy, a step in comedy. I really do respect it as that. But I'll be damned if I'm going to pay attention to what open micers think about me. Like, that's just not what it is. I've been doing this way too long, which is something else Doug brought up, which he was like, Thai Rivera.
You know what I mean? So, like, out of one side of his mouth,
still comes to the
on one side of his mouth, he's like, I can't make enough money to make rent. I really became dependent on that money, and they fucked me over, so now I'm scrambling. And then he says, I don't care what open micers think about me, but all he has is an open mic. It's like, you better hope those 28 open micers stay clueless as fuck. By the way, I saw Diaz doing that show. That's embarrassing. I like Diaz. Why is he at that show? He's above that shit. I'm telling you right now, if you're over there doing Thai Rivera's open mic, you're not a serious comic taking anything seriously. Sorry you're not. CF says he's a hammer in search of a nail. Sometimes he hits a nail and I like it. Shrug. Fair enough. We don't judge over here at the Onion. We keep everything laid back and fun. Eye tattoos only, guys.
Open mics and act like a big shot in Hollywood, and it's like, if I were acting Hollywood, I wouldn't wait in line like everybody else. I'd actually walk up to whoever books the room and just be like, hey, I want to go on now. But that's not something I do. That's not something I try to flex. I'm just like, I hang out like everybody else.
Flex.
The other night, I spent 2 hours at Dive Bar just to do my spot at the end of the night. Every time I go to Dive Bar, I go
spent
last,
2 hours.
It's a special occasion, and I want to get out of there for
He spent 2 hours to do a set to that empty room. We saw it. We saw a pan around. The comic he was yelling at is set. He yelled at a comic the whole 6 minutes. He was up there. He stayed around 2 hours for that. No one was in the room. The comic he's yelling at is walking and meandering around the tables. What are we talking about again? This is a fairy king. There's nothing. This is a guy who rules over nothing. I waited 2 hours to perform. Wow.
Some particular reason, but usually I'm perfectly fine to sit around as long as they want me to sit around because I'm going to go up last anyway. Then I don't have to worry about anything. Then I don't have to worry about bumping anybody. Then I can usually go up as long as I want to. Ocha is the same situation. Like, yeah, I have fun during the show, but my official set happens at the end of the night at Ocha, and it'll be productive for
my
me.
official
like
set.
A superstar set, or you know what I mean, where it's like, I'm headlining Ocha Bar. No, it's not at all like that.
No, it's the same meandering garbage you do while other people are on stage, except this time you're in the spotlight.
I thought were funnier things throughout the night, and so I really am not gonna bother hanging out with people that want to bring anything to me other than positivity. Like, if there's ever something that we seriously have to talk about that might not be the most pleasant or whatever, that's just part of life. Every once in a while you do that. But when you bring unnecessary negativity to me, I will definitely cut you out of my life. Stay unbothered, everybody.
Then he puts his Venmo and his Cash App up. He wants you to Venmo him. Why not? He gave you hours of hilarious content. Again, best wishes out tonight to our buddy Trix, who's in New York, performing on Keenan Ivory Thompson's big opportunity show at Caroline's, along with 23 other hopefuls. I'm sure we'll hear tomorrow he's got a TV deal and made it. It's going to be great. So that'll be dope. Just congrats to Trix. New York City really did it. Really made it. I love Trix. Trix is great. I can't believe he's doing that. And I can't believe he's mad at me that he's doing it. But honestly, I do wish him the best. But you're not getting a TV show. This was a grift. Enjoy your free New York trip. But that's what it is. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I'll always tell you the truth. I can't not. And I've had about enough of it, okay?
Your manner is most unbecoming of a gentleman. Would you be high on cigarettes?
I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes.
A question posed to stupid hoes who don't get it yet. Excuse me, miss. Are you high on cigarettes? I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes. All the laughter that you deploy if you listen to the show, boy. Patrick Melton faces have you stacking an low point. It's the low point, not the reason. The reason is fucking gold. Gonna make the taco pony party be a party of soul. To make you vandalize a van with a pedal sticker so bold the family probably get arrested before they get down the road. Or stupid motherfuckers just got NL loaned. Other radio shows are straight bitch mail prone. Talk shit on the youngins that nobody like past. Have my homeboy lame prank call him fast. Have him thinking that he hates them like right before he berates them. And the way that he baits him, put him right on blast. Like Patrick is an asshole and his show won't last. And every time I called in, he treated me like trash. He would abuse and berate me for the sake of some laughs. And the worst part was when he fucked your mother straight in the ass.
Well, I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes. A question posed to stupid hoes who don't get it yet. Excuse me, miss. Are you high on cigarettes?
Well, I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes. A question posed to stupid hoes who don't get it yet. Excuse me, bitch. Are you high on cigarettes?
We gotta do I gotta make a little overdose thing here at the end that we'll edit out. Ignore this. If you're still watching live, I just gotta put this so I can trim it and edit it later.
Nowaru Raku Audio. こらチビどもただのすすに戻りてえのか体の中で何かがあんたの気まぐれに手出して人の仕事を取っ
You
ちゃ
want
な
to see
ら
the rest of this show? Join the overdose. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. There's a lot more to see. We're having a lot of fun over here on the other side, but you'll never see it unless you pay for the overdose. Okay? Here's the part where I vomit. It's gross. Join the overdose. Use code HOME to say bye.
俳優歴45年目にして声優初挑戦の菅原文太さん。その動きはまるでかまじいそのもの。